On September 16, 2009, the new Hatoyama cabinet was inaugurated after the House of Representatives election, and Mr. Toshimi Kitazawa, a member of the House of Councilors, became the 7th Minister of Defense. On September 18, Mr. Kazuya Shimba assumed the office of Parliamentary Senior Vice Minister of Defense, and Mr. Akihisa Nagashima and Mr. Daizo Kusuda assumed the offices of Parliamentary Vice Minister of Defense. After assuming office, Defense Minister Kitazawa proactively visited the units and facilities of the Ground, Maritime and Air Self-Defense Forces. He observed the helicopter destroyer, or DDH, Hyuga, and other ships at the MSDF Yokosuka base, F-15 fighters and Patriot missiles, among others, at the ASDF Hyakuri Air Base, and Type 90 tanks and others at GSDF Camp Nerima, and delivered an address to personnel of each unit. In December, the Defense Minister visited the National Defense Academy of Japan. After observing the archive, library, and other facilities, he gave an address to the students. On October 21st, Defense Minister Kitazawa had a Defense Ministers meeting with U.S. Defense Secretary Robert Gates, who visited Japan. At the meeting, they reconfirmed the significance of the Japan-U.S. alliance, opinions on the regional situation and the U.S. forces realignment, and discussed bilateral cooperation toward the 50th anniversary of the revision of the Japan-U.S. Security Treaty. The new building of SDF Central Hospital in GSDF Camp Mishuku was completed on January 30th and opened in April. SDF Central Hospital is a medical institution jointly operated by the Ground, Maritime and Air Self-Defense Forces, providing medical service not only to SDF personnel, but also to civilians. The new hospital is equipped with facilities that can respond to nuclear, biological and chemical or NBC emergencies, as well as pandemic influenza. It is also prepared for large-scale disasters. It has an earthquake-proof construction, can supply electricity by its own power plant, and stores water and fuels. On March 18th, the DDH Hyuga was commissioned. The Hyuga is the first destroyer with a full-length flush deck from the bow to the stern, and can operate 3 helicopters at the same time. It also became the first DDH which has a compartment for women. About 20 female personnel were assigned to a destroyer for the first time. On May 20th, the new Shirase, which is the MSDF 3rd icebreaker, went into service. On November 10th, it left Harumi, Tokyo for Showa Base in Antarctica to cooperate with the 51st Japanese Antarctic Research Expedition. On July 1st, the ASDF Japan Aerospace Defense Ground Environment, or JADGE system, commenced operations. JADGE combines air defense and BMD with the improved functions and performance of the Base Air Defense Ground Environment, or BADGE system. Furthermore, the Technical Research and Development Institute of the Ministry of Defense is currently working on a research system for an unmanned aerial vehicle, or UAV. This will be useful in future research on operational postures and methods of use of UAV by the ASDF. On December 15th, the first flight test was conducted at Iwo Jima Air Base, resulting in a successful automatic landing. On February 25th, ASDF Lieutenant Colonel Kimiya Yui was chosen as an astronaut candidate of the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, or JAXA. The previous 8 Japanese astronauts were all scientists, engineers, and physicians. If Lieutenant Colonel Yui is selected as an astronaut after 2 years of training, he will be the first Japanese fighter pilot to become an astronaut. On September 8th, JAXA decided to additionally recruit Lieutenant Norishige Kanai of the MSDF, who was a reserve candidate at the selection. The 2 officers retired from the SDF and started new careers to become astronauts. On October 25th, The Fleet Review was held in Sagami Bay as a commemorative event of the JFY 2009 anniversary of the Self-Defense Forces, which was reviewed by Deputy Prime Minister Naoto Kan. The Fleet Review involved 40 ships, including 1 patrol ship of the Japan Coast Guard, 43 aircraft, and about 8,000 personnel. During the Fleet Review and 2 rehearsals, about 26,000 people enjoyed the magnificent view of the MSDF fleet. Also, this year's SDF Marching Band Festival, an annual commemorative event held in Nippon Budokan, was attended by Prime Minister Yukio Hatoyama, who became the 4th incumbent Prime Minister to attend the event. On November 12th, a commemoration ceremony for the 20th anniversary of His Majesty the Emperor's accession to the throne was held by the Cabinet. The Ministry of Defense and the SDF also held special events for celebration, and the musical bands of the Ground, Maritime, and Air Self-Defense Forces cooperated in the musical performance for the commemoration ceremony of the 20th anniversary of His Majesty the Emperor's accession to the throne. The National Festival for the 20th anniversary of His Majesty the Emperor's accession to the throne, which was held in the open space in front of the Imperial Palace, attracted much attention due to a celebratory live performance by Exile, a popular music group in Japan. A total of 90 members comprising the musical bands of the 3 self-defense forces took part in the dynamic instrumental performances of Celebration March and Pomp and Circumstance. In 2009, the Ministry of Defense and the SDF faced major changes within and outside the country. We have engaged in our missions while responding to each of these changes in a sincere manner. The Ministry of Defense and the SDF will continue to carry out a broad range of activities for Japan's national defense and international peace.